the tail is wagging the dog. You've made them greedy for things that don't matter. The whole greed concept was set up a long time ago. It's not their fault. It's not those kids or young people's fault. The mechanism was set up a long time ago. It is just that the catalyst wasn't there at the time. It couldn't have happened in their mother's time. They tried. I mean, we've seen where in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s, people tried to manipulate governments and organizations. Couldn't work because the right catalyst was not there. It's there now. So the greed factor that you've been feeding your populations with significantly over the years, many, many years, has finally come home to roost. People now want things for no other reason than they want things. They don't even know why they want those things. You hear the things that the people are stealing? It's not food. It's not sustenance. It's not education. It's nothing. It is the things that you have created, the Wii's, this widescreen television, the instant gratification things. And those things are broken by the time they come out of the shops that the guys loot them out of. So those guys know that, in a way, what they're stealing is valueless. Nevertheless, someone has given them a value. And so people, these same people, are running around and telling each other, look, go and steal a PlayStation. But a PlayStation is useless. If your child or your brother is sick or hungry, it's useless to him. So the whole set of false values that our peoples, and this is not a race issue, this is a people issue. We have, through time, learned the greed of each other to the extent that it's become viral, and it will pass on and on until such time as common sense starts to prevail. Over a period of time, I've written songs that speak to the human condition, one way or the other. Whatever it is that I felt needed addressing in some way or the other, I've tried to address. However, just like the seeds sitting in the ground because no one would water them or water them sufficiently, the songs have sat in very much the same way in the ground. Songs like Living on the Front Line, it got watered, it came out, people took notice of it, it became part of the culture, part of the cultural landscape of the world. People paid notice. Songs like War Party, people took notice. And then all of a sudden, you have a situation where someone thinks, you know, this guy writes this song, that song. We won't play these particular kinds of songs. But if you were patient and looked, you would have seen not only Living on the Front Line, not only War Party, not only Electric Avenue, you would have noticed Another Riot. You would have noticed the Youth Tom Tom. These are songs that speak to what I have visualized that will and can happen in our dispensation, current dispensation at the time. Because you have to remember, a song like Another Riot would have been written maybe 25 years ago, or maybe 20 years ago. I mean, the youth tom-tom, same time, you know, and around that you would find certain things happening, certain events happening, and they were like little warnings. But people today don't pay, or people in the media don't pay attention to anything that's sensible anymore. We are feeding our people crap. We are feeding our people things that cannot sustain them. Bad food, bad education, bad knowledge, no wisdom, no time for. And so these are the kinds of songs that would suffer. It's not only me. You have many other writers, guys who have been writing things and saying things as they've seen them genuinely. I'm not talking about the piss artists. I'm talking about the people who genuinely feel something when they see a human condition. And so, you know, I was looking at one of the programs, I think it was Hard Talk, last night, and they were interviewing a young black man, or a youngish black man, and an oldish white man. I can't remember what their designations were. But one thing was very important. They asked a question, or a question was asked about the part that the media plays in propagating the seeds of discontent. That question was never answered. I mean, such sleight of hand, it was beautiful. And I thought to myself, also, that can go. But the issue of whether it was racial or class or whatever it is, cannot go. You will chase that, the media will chase that into the ground. So they don't chase the issue of whether the media plays a significant part in propagating this. Well, of course, the media does. You know, the media always does. And the media serves its masters.